What's going on, everybody? It's Crypto Vision here, back again with another crypto market stream. We do streams for precious metals, traditional stocks, obviously crypto. It's good to be back. I took a little hiatus, had some stuff going on, but glad to be back. We're looking at some red today, right off the bat. But we got some requests from Discord, so we'll be getting into that. We'll be looking into a little bit of what's going on in the Middle Eastern conflict. See what the rumors are saying. We'll see if we can align with anything with what's going on. And as always, we'll be checking in on some in-depth charts. So I thank you for stopping by. If you like today's video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe for more. If you're interested in a free Discord, I offer that. So if you're bearish, if you're bullish, if you're neutral, I'll offer that as well. And if you're interested in a more in-depth analysis, if you're interested in more tools, if you're interested in learning how to trade, learning how to develop a system, I'll offer that through paid Patreonship as well. As always, thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping by. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I've been out for a week. I was out for all last week. Saw some movement on. We can just look at Bitcoin right here. We can just leave it here for a little bit. I saw a tweet. Someone with crypto, with their name crypto in it, so they have to be reliable, right? They tweeted out. Oh wait, hold up. Let me put this real quick. Let me put this comment real quick. Sorry about that. I kind of brain farted on that one. Caught me off guard. I don't normally stream this late. I had some stuff going on earlier today, so I was like, you know what? Let's see what the numbers are for today. So I'm gonna do this again on Wednesday. If you guys like this time slot, let me know in the comments here live, or if you're watching it back, let me know. I try to be accommodating for people around the world. I know I got some viewers over in Europe, over in Asia as well. So actually quite a bit from Australia. So shout out to all you guys. I do appreciate your support. But without further ado, let's get into some stuff. What's going on? So today, what is today? Today is the 23rd. So we got news that the president announced that he was in talks with Iran. Okay, because of the threat of destroying the infrastructure, mainly their energy supplying sector. So, estimated of a $10 billion asset that they were looking to destroy. Iran doesn't want to deal with that, but who knows if the talks are real? Who knows if anything will play out? But you have to admire that there is something going on. There is some pressure tactics going on right now, and so right now, there's a little bit of turmoil, right? People are kind of bearish. Before we get into crypto, we're going to be checking out some precious metals, okay? Because we've been talking about precious metals for a really long time and how we've been bearish. And, not a lot of people watch the live stream. Not everybody watches the live stream. So the people who do watch the live stream and watch these get all this information, okay? Get all this information for free. Right, for free. We do. I'll adjust my counts and see what's going on further for gold. But this is gold. We were talking about gold, shorting gold, back through here. Okay, you can go back through. Look at my receipts. Looking to short gold right through there, gold and silver. We'll get into silver as well. But I do think that since we don't have anything going on right now with any kind of, stocks really aren't moving, precious metals are kind of tanking, we are going to look for the possibility of, gold and silver to kind of continue their correction. And when I do think we're going to get a move. And when they do move, we're going to look for a three-way move up. Okay, back up through here. Do we have any kind of levels to the upside that we could target? Yes, we do. We sure do. As far as gold for the target levels that we're looking for gold to come all the way back up to 49.41. Okay, so come back up to 49.41. If we have if we get this in a three-wave move and then we reject, that would be really bullish. Sorry, bearish, but I think it's going to be bullish for the overall markets because of the just the market cap of gold and silver. I do think gold and silver do need to correct and allow the rest of the market to breathe, taking some of that liquidity. But we've been talking about this for a while. It printed a red dot on this monthly chart. That's not a great sign, right? That's really not a great sign. So, we had 4082 marked out. This came down to 4097. So it's at what, $15 off. That's pretty close. It's pretty close. So, gold is looking pretty bearish. We're coming back into this, this RSI below 70. So, maybe a bounce off this 50. Coming down through here, a bounce off the 50, get a lower high, come back down, back test some lower levels, and then go up and get some more. But as of right now, I do think the bull run for gold and silver, precious metals, is going to take a back seat, and we were calling it for a while. People, they were really, really bullish on precious metals, and I was warning. I was saying, hey, getting tons of bearish divergence. Look at this on the 3-week chart. You're getting bearish divergence even on the 3-week chart. You're getting it. You got lower highs, you got higher highs. Extremely bearish. Coming to back test, you would need to clear down through here, and then make a new high. So, this next high, you'd have to get above 94. So, overall, gold, like I said, bearish. Silver, it's very close. It got so close to my entry point. I'm going to try to get in a gold around 54. Got down to 61. I'm not just going to hop on because it got close. I'm going to hop on when it gets to a fair value, right? When it gets into this fair value, this good value down through here. Possibly enter if it comes back down a little bit more. I'm going to start to load up on silver, right? I'll start to load up on silver. But right now, we are looking for, this to possibly come down a little bit more, then retrace. Then we'll get another. It's pretty oversold, at least on the daily. It's been oversold. It's kind of been battered and bruised. If you look on the Fu Manchu, this wave is pretty deep. It's pretty deep. So, you're looking for a green dot. Realistically, you're looking for a green dot again on the weekly chart. I would be looking for a green dot if I was looking for a swing trade just to get back up through here. But like I said, this $92, it came up. What did it come up to? 94. All right, actually the close. Let's do the close. Close is 93. So $1 off. And so what we're looking for, like I said, for gold and for silver. So you have this 3-wave move down. I think you get a 3-wave move back up, and then I think you come back down, something like that. So something like that. We were talking about how bearish both the charts looked. Yes, silver is now in this fair value gap according to the fib. My auto fib, color coordinated. I'm not the most artistic guy, but I do like to. I'm visually inclined. So fair value. So right in this transparent area, we're looking for, if you're looking to enter, if you have the fib, right? If you're one of the Patreon members, if you have the fib, if you're entering through here, just a tighter stop loss than normal, very tight stop loss, just because it could be very quick, just a very quick liquidation and come back up. Okay. Making sure that you're not stuck in a negative trade and you're down through here and you're questioning every decision you've ever made in your life. So you're not doing that, okay? But overall, so the macro for at least precious metals is bearish overall. Do we get a partial rally? Of course, we could get a partial rally, come back up, rally, get some market cap back, kind of absorb some of the liquidity, and then you start to further your correction. But right now, I wouldn't be really looking to get into precious metals. I do think there is unless you're riding the wave up, I do think there's going to be some lower prices. The SPY, we were talking about the SPY and the Russell for a while. You're still pretty overbought. It still kind of looks pretty sad. This is on the weekly chart. It looks sad still. It looks sad, but you are. I mean, I know if I can see it, I know you can see it too. So the SPY, it's the index fund, the trust for the top 500 companies, and it has a lot of weight to it. When this struggles, the market struggles. When it does well, the market does well. It's pretty straightforward. Are we going to find some support at the 50 EMA? Possibly. I don't. So here's the one thing that I don't really, the MACD I'm not too worried about. The one thing with the RSI is that if it comes back straight up and it tries to, recover very, very, very quickly, that's really good if it has continuation. Right? If we come up through here and we short shot it and we get a lower high straight up, that's going to be bad. That's going to be very bad. Then we're looking to come down to the 100, maybe even back down to this 200. Just because it's not that it's so overbought. It's just it looks ugly right now. It looks very roundy, looks very toppy. If this was inverted like this, look at that. You're looking like that. Come up through here, back test, and go. Something like that. I mean, this would look, kind of ideal for, not ideal for a chart, but, you get this rounded bottom like that. That's what you get, these cup and handle patterns. That's when you get those nice setup patterns. So SPY, it's got to get out of here or it's going to continue to look pretty bearish for traditional stocks, right? So this is correlated with traditional stocks. The Russell, this is more of the risk on. This is like your alt index for traditional stocks. We had 2633 and you lost that level, and so now we're just looking for these EMAs. I really could just hit this up through here like this, bada bing bada boom, baby, just like that. We could do something like this. 382. So far so good. So far so good. I hope you're having a great night. Let me know if you like the 7 p.m. slot. If not, let me know. Let me know. I cannot read your mind. I cannot. I wish. I'd be really rich if I could do that. I'd be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I guess back in the day that was the show to be on, but right now I don't know. I don't know what kind of shows they have now like that. I don't know if is there Who Wants to Be a Billionaire? I don't think there's that. The 382 staying above this would be very nice. Be a pretty shallow correction if you ask me. Be pretty shallow. I wouldn't really expect us to come down right through here, but if you do that, that shows a lot of strength. This does look a little bit bearish. You're kind of flagging out right through here. Right, if I invert this, I like inverting the charts, kind of show you the plays a little bit devil's advocate, right? If this was green, right? If this was green and you came up, you have a B, C, and then what do you expect? Probably more continuation, right? Three-wave move up. You got an impulse, three-wave move, impulse. Then you would have a three-wave move, and then you can start coming back up, right? Then you can start coming back up. That's kind of the way that I look at things, right? It's a 3-wave, 5-wave, 7-wave, right? Ethereum hit a 7-wave move back through its correction. So if it's really trying to correct, then you hit those 7 waves. But yeah, the Russell is essentially, I mean, it does look better than the SPY just from the fact that you got this rounded look. You tried, you came back down. Do we have bullish divergence? We have a higher low. What is the close here? 24.32, 24.33, 24. Whoa, a dollar less, and I think that's higher. Yeah, that's bullish divergence. Bullish divergence on the weekly. So you got a higher low on RSI, and you got a lower low on price by a dollar, mind you. So that's kind of crazy. I don't know if that's how possible that is, but that's kind of funny. So without further ado, let's get into some crypto. So we kind of covered what's going on just with the stock market, precious metal market. I don't think anything's going on right now in terms of the news. I don't think so. A bunch of big accounts were tweeting out big week ahead. When stuff like that happens, I kind of get, I don't know, my contrarian, that contrarian bone in me kicks in, and it's just, I don't know how much I can trust it. So, yeah, that'll be fun to watch. That'll be interesting to watch to see what plays out with that. So we got some requests from the Discord. I got a bunch of comparative chart requests with XLM, XRP. I'll get into that as always. XLM here on the weekly chart. It is looking pretty good, pretty good. Is this on the 2 weeks? Let me see if it's on the 2 weeks. Nope, it's on the weekly chart. Oh, this is that. Yeah, this is that W we're looking to break through. Okay, so we're going to get into price action first, and then we'll get into indicators like we always do. Okay, so, we had last week pretty red. Closed below the monthly open, not a great look. When you close below a monthly open, you're just reclaiming value. So it was just it's just been a fake out. It's been a fake out fest. Let's be real. It's been a fake out fest. You get, you kind of impulse out, close down below your monthly open, and then what do you do? Then you start green, okay? And then you're up against this trend line once again, where you've rejected, and where you've rejected, maybe, possibly, who knows? Third time's a charm, But right now, it is looking. I mean, it looks bullish when you come up through here like this, and you're just not immediately tanking. It does look bullish. I really want to see what this week turns out to be. If we can get a bullish engulfing candle, close above open 6, so close at 17 cents. If you can close at 17 cents, that would look really bullish. That would look really strong. You would look like you want to continue your movement further. And so right now what's going on is that bulls and bears are getting chopped up. Those who use leverage are just getting chopped up. They're getting chopped up. They're getting minced like garlic, and they're getting spit out, right? Burnt garlic. Right now, spot is king. Spot is being able just to buy. And no Backstreet Boys reference. Buy the dip, hold, just buy and hold, just accumulate. That's all spot is able to do. That's what we're doing right now, me included, right? Spot is just accumulating. We're making sure we're having a good entry, managing our entry, and all in all, I mean, looking for a breakout or breakdown, right? Or breakdown, but a big move coming up. You got to have a big move coming up. Okay, you're looking at my trend lines. You're like, this dude is funky. He's got some weird trend lines going on. Well, as of right now, we're bouncing off of the top trend line. Okay, we're gonna come back down through here and then come up. Pinnacle is at, what is this at? Next week, Monday, end of the month. I've been saying end of the month for a pretty long time. End of the month. Whether or not that happens, that TBD. But end of the month, looking like it wants to, be a deciding factor once again. And so what's going on is you have the idea that, crypto has been going sideways since February 6th, pardon me. Crypto has been going sideways since February 6th. So for 30 some odd days, 46 days, pardon me. 46 days, crypto has been going sideways, driving people absolutely nuts. It's not going up. It's not going down. It's going sideways. And so now we're in this channel. Realistically, if we get above this 18.5 level, that's going to look very bullish. I don't care what people say. I don't care if people are saying, okay, you got to complete your pattern. You got to, sweep liquidity. It's going to look bullish. Does that mean that we're going to be bullish? Well, that's TBD. But right now, we're looking for a break above 18.5. You're above your 20 EMA. You're bouncing off of it. We're looking for higher prices, all right? In terms of the 4-hour chart, we did have 5 waves down, believe it or not. I mean, when we get into Bitcoin, it's a clear 5 wave down. It's beautiful. But you have like this 1, 2. You have this A, B, C, 3. You have a 4, and you have a 5. Okay, so you got 5 waves down. And what'd you do? You came right back up. Right back up. That's what you want to see. If you're going to come down in 5, go right back up in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what the wave would look like. If we're in a 2 right now, somehow, some way, I don't know if this is the low or not. I don't know if this is the low or not. But the 1618 is right at that 1844. So 1844. That would look nice, getting above that 1844. And I mean, I've been saying it for a while. 18.5 would be extremely ideal. You'd clear above all of this, You'd get above that. Okay, so you have a base. Okay, you have a base, and what you do is you'd come out of that base, find support up here, and now this is your new floor. And then you go up fast, right? Very fast. It's not going to give people time to accumulate up through here. I really don't believe so. Once you break above and then back test, it's going to be quick. It's going to be very quick. And so that'll be ideal. That'd be very nice. Very, very, very nice. In terms of what the EMAs are looking like, they're very compressed. I mean, they're very compressed. We're going to get a move here. I think by tomorrow, this week, we should get a move. Decisive move, figuring out what we're going to do. I mean, when you get EMAs just like this, all perfectly aligned, it's perfect. It's so legit. It is too legit to quit. Okay, too legit to quit. You're finding support right at your 200. You impulsed right. You could not even stay down low. You tried to go down low, couldn't stay down low. Rumors of the war ending might have something to do with it. But as of right now, XLM looks very good. XLM looks very good. I had a request for, let's get into stablecoin dominance. Stablecoin dominance looking bearish. Looking very, very, very bearish. We've been talking about stablecoin dominance for a while. So now you got a three-wave move up. Right, you got a three-wave move up. Maybe you get a three-wave move back down. Three-wave move up, back down. Something like that, where you just grind. You just grind to the downside. You just kind of, you get into the idea that it's going to be a slow grind. It's going to be a grind out. But I think on another rejection, I think it's going to be like a big three-wave move. That's going to get people excited. People are going to FOMO. People are going to do a lot of different crazy things and get caught off guard. Right? Get caught off guard. For us to even think about lower, we do have to close. I mean, we are down below the 779. Okay, we got up and we came right back down. Close below 779, check. What is the next level we're targeting? We're targeting 7091. Okay, check. We close down below 7091, then we get this beautiful 5.9 level. That'd be great. That would be from here to where we're at to that would be 23% drop. Very large drop. Bitcoin would be flying high. Hopefully not too high. Hopefully altcoins would be doing most of the lifting, but Bitcoin would be doing well, right? Crypto would be doing well. And so, in terms of the structure is bearish, very bearish. You have lower highs. I mean, at this point, I'm going to wait for this because, it came back up again, right? It came back up again, tried to hold it. I'm gonna leave it up through here. It's the end of March, beginning of April. I've had this on for a very long time where, we've been talking about this. It's not something new, not flip-flopping, that, looking for the end of March, beginning of April. Been saying that pretty much since January. Once January, that first half of January didn't pan out, it's like, okay, well, it's not just going to be February. It's not, didn't call it right this month, let's call the next month. Didn't get it right this month, let's call the next month. No, let's see what the structure is showing. Let's see the next pinnacle, the next pinpoint move, and that is showing the end of March, the beginning of April. So can we see something actually play out? I do believe so. Really waiting on a 3-week. Oh, look at that daily. Look at that red dot on the daily. That's nice. Staying below the 50. It's beautiful. It's what we need to see. We marked out this 52.29 area. We marked it out back through here. Look, I was drawing over here too. Just staying down below here on the RSI. Down through here. Staying down below, right? You got down below and just stay below. Spike up. Nope. Come back down below. Come back up. Nope. Come down below. And then once you got up and stayed up, that's when you're really bullish. So for us to be really bearish on stablecoin dominance, right? You came down, reject. Nope, stay down. Stay down. And, crypto is doing fairly well then. through here. Let me redo that. Through here, same thing. Spikes, right? Spikes, but you're not going and getting overbought. You're staying down through here. You're staying down below the 52 level. We're down below there now. I would like to see a back test. Nice little inverted, nice little head and shoulders pattern. That would be very nice, right? You come up through there. That's a head and shoulders pattern. I don't know. Maybe my eyes are deceiving me, but that looks pretty bearish. That looks pretty bearish. Okay, pretty bearish. Overall, the market is, trying to price in, I guess, a peace deal going on with the Middle East. Like I said multiple times, even if it's just peace talks, even if there's just a stall in the war, that'll be bullish. That'll be bullish. So, this is pretty bearish. We're waiting on that 3-week sell side. Still nothing yet. Nothing yet. We had it back in May of 2025. We saw that. Then we saw that run for altcoins back in June and July. And we had it right through here in October. And then we saw altcoins run in November. And so what we're really looking for is this red dot to drop. And when that red dot drops on that 3-week, the Patreon members are going to know, because I'm going to let them know the minute it drops, because I'm waiting for it. You just hook, sinker, just waiting on the fish. Waiting on the fish. That's it. That's it. All the work is done. Everything is done, right? We're positioned. We're in good positions. We've been entering. We've been getting in. And so now what we're doing is we're just waiting. We're not getting impatient. We're not getting overconfident. We're not, saying that crypto is going to turn around tomorrow. We have a timeline. We have a time frame. The end of March, beginning of April. So within the next 2 weeks, right, we're going to see what's going on. We're going to see if this peace talks is actually real. If we're going to see some movement in the markets. All right. We're going to be checking out. This is a new one. XLM Ethereum. A little bit of a different chart. If you ask me. I had a Discord member request it. On the daily, right? On the daily, it doesn't look too bad. Does not look too bad, at least for the price action. You have 5 waves up. All right, you got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see the movements. Let's see the measured moves. What did we get to? Reach for that 2618. Past your 1618, right? I mean, you pretty much tipped it on that 3rd wave. So 1, 2, 3. That's a solid 3rd wave. You got to the 1618. That just your 5th wave looks just. I mean, it looks fine for a 5th wave. It's just not very strong. It's not the strongest 5th wave. It's not the strongest. It is a comparative chart, so it doesn't have to be, perfect. It almost got to that 1-to-1 ratio. Almost to that 1-to-1 ratio that you really like to see, but it's fine. It got 5 waves up. Now what are we doing now? So from a low to a high, we get a retracement, low to a high. What are we doing? Okay. Down below this 382. So, if I'm looking for anything, I'm looking for a break above the 382. It's always a 382. It's a big resistance level. Okay, big resistance level. Okay. It looks like you're really. What is this at? Is that your 69197? Maybe it's because it's a comparative chart, but it's not really big in crypto. It's more so for traditional stocks. That's why I have that. I'm going to leave the 618 right through there. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. And so what we're looking at now is, we're just in a range. We're in a range. We are looking for, oh wow, and you're just consolidating right on some EMAs. Consolidating on some EMAs, which is very nice, very nice. Hopefully you could, it's kind of been, the last couple of days have been kind of volatile. Even you want to include this too. This is pretty bearish. You don't want to see this. That's that stair stepper with no distinct, that's 5 waves, right? You can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's bullish, yeah, but there's no real identifiable 5 waves, right? This has some nice structure. It hits some key levels. That's ugly. You don't want to see that. So Ethereum, XLM, you got a green dot on the daily. You are going sideways on your RSI. I see a little bit on the MACD down through there. A little bit of green on the MACD. A little bit of green, but what about the larger time frames? Still in that good value range. I do like this. I like the impulse. I like the impulse and to come down, but you got to get out of here. You got to, or it just is going to, looks like 3 waves. And then what happens? And you come back down at 3. So you got to get out of here. You got to start building your structure. Okay. In terms of, I mean, still just, if it wouldn't surprise me if you ping pong down through here. I mean, the levels are going to show the same thing, but just price action wise, maybe I have the wrong chart. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Easy's going to let me know. So RSI looks very bullish, actually. RSI looks very bullish. I like the impulse. And I like the fact that you're just oscillating down and you're staying above the moving average on the RSI. So chart looks bullish. That's on the weekly too. So you're waiting on a green dot. I could show that on. I could put that on there. I just don't know how relevant it is, right? I don't know how relevant it is. Of November 4th, it moved. Moved back in January 2026, July. So I mean, I think it has its uses. Let me put this on here, so the Patreon members can see when this thing has a green dot. Let's see that. Let's do this. We're gonna do this. Oh, can I not do it because it's why can't I do it? Okay, I'm just gonna update it as I go then. I don't know. Won't let me do it. So that's weird. Maybe I just have too many. I do have a lot, but it's all good. Maybe I have too many weekly ones. Are they all good? They're all active. Okay, they're all active. Okay, so Ethereum, XLM, it does look bullish. It's kind of just ping ponging back and forth from these 2 levels. XLM BTC, it is kind of it's a heavy XLM live. If you guys are watching and you want me to cover other things, drop it in the comments and I'll get to it for sure. I own XLM. It's my largest holding, so I have no gripes. Wow, look at that. Look at that RSI. That's the first thing I noticed. Wow. MACD. That's why you wanted me to check this out, huh? That looks really good. This almost, I mean, this is starting to really look like, I mean, you have this combination where you just have a bunch of signals firing. Misfires, smoke and mirrors. Similar to right here. Just smoke and mirrors, looking, no one knows what's going on. No one knows what's happening. And then out of nowhere, you just go crazy. Did it need to come and sell off first and make new lows? Yeah, this is not a direct, chart on XLM price. Bitcoin could have just been going crazy right here, where XLM was kind of just holding still. It doesn't mean XLM tanked. It just means Bitcoin started to go crazy. What we got here, though, is we got a cross on the MACD. This looks very nice. Wow. Very, very, very nice. Cross on the MACD. You got some bullish momentum. That's what you like to see. You have a cross right through here on the moving average on the RSI. We had that cross. We had a back test. We have this beautiful W pattern. And now what are we doing? We're getting out. This could be something big. But, if we're looking at the structure, if we're staying disciplined, we still have a lot of time. This thing can still go sideways till May, right? So there's some charts that are indicating, okay, a move is coming by the end of March, the beginning of April. And some charts like this doesn't have to go to the very end, but, this is all the way spanning back to 2021, the last bull run, okay? So to really break out above, I mean, you're getting close. It's crazy to think you're getting close to breaking out of the trend line from 2021, and people are bearish right now. People are extremely bearish. Could we go lower? Yes, we could go lower. We could maybe take out some lows of XLM, maybe 12 cents, maybe 11 cents. That would be hard to go through. Another low, crypto market sentiment would be absolute garbage. People would be calling crypto the biggest scam of all. But it would be it would be towards an area where you're looking to break out, and this is a huge flag. The XRP Bitcoin chart is even more beautiful, and I don't own any XRP. Okay, so we got a green dot. We got a green dot on the VMC. We're breaking out of the RSI. You're crossing on the MACD. You've been going down and pretty much sideways. This is sideways. You've been going sideways for weeks. This chart, it's been just leaky. It's not really selling off crazy. It's kind of just hanging out. It's not really doing anything bad right now. It almost looks like it's rounded, like you want to come back up like that. That's what it looks like to me. Maybe I'm mistaken identity. Right? I don't know what's going on, but that does look very good, very bullish. Do we have a green dot on the? We have a green dot on the 2-week too. Wow. That closes in 5 days and 22 hours. Okay. Oh, this closes in 5 days and 22 hours as well. That would be interesting. The last couple times this 3-week went off, XLM went crazy. So we're looking for a green dot, like I said, on the 3-week for stablecoin dominance and then these other cryptos. Pardon me, I'm just getting some water here. Thanks for joining the stream. If you're interested in me covering something, drop it in the comments. Bearish, bullish, neutral, it don't matter to me. I don't judge you, not at all. Thanks for joining and stopping by. I appreciate the support. But like I said, we're waiting on that green dot for that 3-week. The last 2 times, it went absolutely bananas. And it's getting light. There's something brewing right now, and it could be because of the peace talks. Who knows? But it could be off a very large fake out, and then we get another swipe to the low. A swipe to the low, drive people crazy. XRP BTC, look at this. This is just something. I can't even make this up. How bearish people are. People are so bearish on this, and this is. This has a decision time frame for the end of April. End of April, okay, beginning of May. But if you look at this, how can anyone be bearish? I got you, brother. Of course, yeah. Flare looks good too. I'm a big fan of Flare. XRP, XLM. I'm looking at this chart. What up, Easy? Yeah, XLM. The XLM BTC chart, the XRP BTC chart, this thing looks absolutely beautiful, right? If people are saying that, and this is Binance too. This is Binance, so with all due respect, Binance is its own thing. We're not going to get into that, the absolute massacre that we're looking at right here. You can't really ignore the candle, but it's there. This chart, I don't know how else to put it, is going to make people regret not buying. We're not buying. It's out of this world. When you look, you just zoom out. Look at that. Look at that. That is insane, and it's just flagging out. It's just a huge flag. It's just taking forever. Right? People are going crazy. It's taking forever. Like I said, about the end of April, it's looking for a decision. So. I'll check out Flare for sure. Yeah, XRP, BTC, Wild. That's our XLM springboard, baby. That is, dude. That is the comparative charts with XLM and XRP to BTC. Those 2 coins. I don't know why people have such a gripe about each coin, right? They're gonna, if you're invested in them, they should make you money unless you're buying the tippy tops. But yes, overall, we're looking for. You got a green dot on the weekly chart. It kind of looks sad. At least XRP, the XLM BTC chart looks better on the RSI, the MACD, everything else. But the overall structure and pattern looks better on XRP. So they both have things going for them. XRP looks more contained. It's more pent up. I think XRP is going to have a very large explosion, which would make sense because it has a larger. Hear me out. I know it. Logically, it would make sense for XLM to have a big move first, but I think the return on investment for XRP is going to be less than XLM, and so I think that initial surge is going to be its main surge, right? I think getting out of here and that pent-up aggression is going to be the main surge, And because of the market cap, it's so much larger than XLM. I do think XLM is going to have room to breathe where it can grow for longer periods of time, where XRP is going to take a lot of money to keep it up, right? It's going to take a lot of money to keep it going, keep it up. So that's just an idea I have. I do think XLM will provide higher return on investment for, per dollar per se. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. I'm just a dude who covers crypto and traditional stocks and things of that nature. No green dot yet on the 2-week. We're looking for a green dot on the 2-week chart. What is this? This was probably from a while ago when I was watching that. Nothing on there. Still looking like it's oscillating down. Okay, the bit true chart, it has a leaked flare trading before it was released to holders. Is a double, is it through BitTrue? I'll look at BitTrue. If it is through BitTrue, I'll look at BitTrue. I'll check that one out next. I just want to check out XRP chart. I mean, just in the golden zone, and I mean, I guess there's not really anything to speak of. Pardon me. Going on a green dot. XRP looks good. I kind of like to see the initial. I like to see the initial days open. Look at all this. Wow, look at all this. We're going to go to the weekly. Look at all this. I haven't checked out Flare. I don't even know when the last time I checked out Flare. But it's down at these levels, way down at these levels. This is crazy. When is the last time I checked out Flare? I gotta see this. I just gotta see what these levels were. I gotta grade myself. I can't be just throwing out videos and not keeping myself accountable. Let's see what this was. This monthly open was. I guess I could do that. Monthly open. So back in January, FLR. I'm going to check out. Yeah, January 27th. So we're going to do this. Monthly open. That is not the nicest monthly open. That's not the nicest monthly candle I've seen. I've seen better. I think you can do better, Flare. Maybe, is this not the, this is Coinbase. This is Coinbase. So you want me to check out the BitTrue chart? All right, I'll check out the BitTrue chart. Check out the Flare BitTrue FLR. BitTrue got you right there. BitTrue, Flare XRP. Let me check out Flare. Okay, same. Well, where'd that come from? I didn't do that, I promise you. Okay, let's check out Flare. Whoa. Is this the right chart? Hopefully this is the right chart. If this 2021, this is the right chart. Wow, if this is the right chart. What in the world am I looking at right now? This I think this is the right chart. Wow, I am 2023. What do you got? 0.008. I mean, even if this is if this thing would it start at 0.06, I mean, even if you just return to, that's a complete tank right there. Wow, that week killed Flare. January 9th, 2023. 70 cents. All right, let's check this out. Yeah, this looks so different. I just wonder if this chart will respect those levels or this. We're going to use this level. We're going to check this out because this is actually a really cool chart based on, the fact that it sold off into absolute darkness, but the return on investment possibilities, and this right here looks like it wants to do something like this. Okay, so before we even get started, we got to map out some of these levels because this is a very interesting chart. We're gonna map this out right through there. Bada bing, baby. Okay, right there. Okay. What about through here? Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Okay, so that'd be if I'm being honest, that'd be a main take profit level for me. Or yeah, especially if I were to enter right here. I mean, that's a 200% move. Yeah, face melted, nothing but clear skies till 30 cents. Honestly, yep. Okay, so just because the only reason why I would take profits into something like this is you have something that comes down like this. You would just I would suspect something like that. I would take profits up through here and then re-enter and then go. Yeah, there's nothing. I'm really like, once you break through this, where's this 382? Once you get above, I would say 5.2 cents. You get above, if flare on this chart gets above 5.2 cents, the next area that I would look to even remotely take profits at would be like 20 cents. Even remotely. Something like that right there. 20 cents. I mean, all throughout here. I mean, I even want to see this levels through here. This has got to be more like right here, like 50 cents. What is it at right now? It's at 0.008. It's less than a penny. And that's a 50x. That's crazy. This is the alt season I think people have been waiting on. Polygon, yeah, I got you. Pull a fit from the last high and low and throw the chart on log scale. I do like log scale. It's just from the last high. We do something like this. We'll do something like this actually. We'll do this. We'll even check this out. Check that out too. Wow, look at that 618 right at 5.2 cents on an extension. Did I even get the lows? I didn't even get the lows. 5.2 cents, that would be a key thing. 2618 right at 19 cents. 31 cents. I mean, there is nothing but butter through. After 5.2 cents, I would be targeting 20 cents. Can't use an extension through there just because it took out the low, so there's no valid structure right there. Nothing valid. But if we're looking at something like right through there, 2.97 cents. What is this? I mean, this goes up to, I mean, let's be real. It's $77. You know, I try to, I'm bullish. I'm a bullish guy, but I'm not going to. I don't think I can use $77, right? I don't think I can use $10. Maybe, you know, this 50 to 67 cents, like up through here, 70 cents, maybe. It's gonna be hard to break this all-time high, because look where this started. This started at, you know, 8 cents, and it went up, you know, 2,700%. For this to even get to back to where that did, oh, let me come through here. This is probably going to be like a 50x move. 28. That's crazy. That's so I don't know. So like when assets like this, I don't know if it's going to break all-time highs. I just don't. I don't. It'd be hard for me to think all-time highs. But 50 cents, I mean, when you're at 0.008 cents, when you're down here at the lows, you get above 5.2 cents. That's when I'm grinning ear to ear thinking, this can get to 20 cents. This can get to 50 cents. This can get to 70 cents. I guess $1.19. I'll put $1.19 on there. And I'm going to take this back to this regular scale. We're going to do that. And, I mean, that's right at that 0.5. Right at that 0.5, 121. I like that for flare. At least for this chart. I like that for flare for this chart. It does look... I mean, that's a crazy return on investment. That is insane. So, that's what I got. Double, the pulling the fib from the low to for the high to the low, getting $70. That would be you'd be buying aircrafts. I mean, you'd be buying yachts. There'd be too much money. You'd have too much money. You'd get yourself in trouble. Yeah, no, no, and nowhere near all time high on this chart. No. What was all-time high? 225. Yeah. I got these levels up here, 121 possibly. That's out of this world, out of this ballpark. I don't really think you can get up there, but 20 cents, you get above 5.2 cents. 20 cents is definitely on the table. And that's a great return on investment. Okay, so it super limited volume, only on this chart. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen this chart anywhere else. It is a very interesting chart. I mean, just imagine getting in at 7 cents and it takes you all the way to 225. That's crazy. That's crazy stuff. I'm gonna get into Polygon, Kava. I've never tried Kava. Wait, I don't think I've even tried Polygon. So tell me this. Is Polygon a hemlock? If you're still here, I hope you're still here. Is Polygon affiliated with Polymarket? Because I don't get that. I don't get the... yeah, I got you, double. I know $70 would be insane. It'd be insane. I would go buy the Dallas Cowboys and fire Jerry Jones. That would be my move, So, but I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate your support, brother. Is this it, Poly? Is this the Poly that I'm looking for? Hemi? Let me know, Hemlock. There's so many. I don't know. Is it the U.S. dollar? But Black Bull markets. I've never heard of Black Bull markets. I'm assuming it is U.S. dollar on Coinbase, but then Polyswarm, Polygon, ecosystem token. Maybe Kava. Maybe I could look up Kava and it'd be a lot easier. That's the thing with these damn cryptos. It's like you got 15 exchanges. Like this right here. This is easy. U.S. dollar. Kava. Sounds like some coffee. Oh, nope. Okay, where's Kava at? Kava. When did you come out? Ooh, that's ugly. Gosh, damn. Is this the right one? Is this the right Kava market? Because if this is the right Kava, this is brutal. This is absolutely brutal. Maybe it's better on USDT. Let me check it out. It is affiliated with Polymarket. Then this thing should be taken off, man. Polymarket's everywhere. I don't get that. No, same thing. Let's use dang, this is a rough chart. I'm not gonna lie. This is a rough chart. Even on the weekly, you're still super oversold. I mean, you are oversold, so I mean, can it get much worse, right? How bad can it get? if you're looking at this indicator, right, you got this bullish divergence spanning from September of 2025. So almost a year so far. I mean, not almost a year, but it's been a couple months of straight bullish divergence, at least on the Fu Manchu. I mean, that's kind of what you want to see. If you're in the shit show, you want to see some good news. You want to hear some good news. It's going to be hard to pull a fib from low to high to see, prices of where we're going, but I'm going to use this one right through here. Hit the 1.4, I mean -5. I don't think it's going to hit -5. We are going to use this 382 for show. I just got to make sure this is a good fib. You can't just pull a fib and say, here we go. I do like that 786. That's a big area. Okay. It does look, I mean, this does look like 3-wave moves up. And then what the hell is this crap? Like, what is this? Like, when I see a chart I've never seen before, and it looks like this. It almost looks like a snake. Like a snake. Man, look at that. Gosh dang. I mean, you're rejecting multiple areas at the same spot. So that's good. That's what you like to see. Do we got anything right through here? You do. You do. Let's invert this again. Okay, so that's what we got. So far, so good. We're looking good. We're working our way downtown. And now, what the hell? What the helly? You know what? This is what we're going to do, actually. This is so ugly right through here, though. This is so ugly. So I'm talking so much crap about Kava, man. I just, I'm trying to chart it, and it just, well, that's perfect. This looks so ugly. -2. It can't even get there. It can't get to the spot where it's supposed to go. It can't even get there. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? So, what's that right now? 5 cents? Well, it's probably a tiny market cap. 58. It's not even that small. It's not. I mean, it's tiny, but it's not. I thought it'd be like 10 million. Let's check this out right there. That 1272. We're gonna do this right through here. Okay, so we're getting some levels. We're working some magic. Okay, we're doing something. And then let's zoom in through here. Do something through there like that, and we got this last move right through here. Just working our way. Okay. There's been no B wave yet. There's been no B wave yet. Nothing yet. There's been nothing yet. We can move this right up to here. Bingo. That hits right there too. That's perfect. Perfect. Absolute perfect. Sorry. I just see you laughing over there. I'm just shitting on your project. Sorry. Hey, but I'm mapping it out for you. So, if you can hit that like button, that'd be great. Subscribe for more. That'd be awesome. Help me out a ton. Okay, so we got this. So the way that I operate, okay, so a lot of people, they'll just throw a bunch of fibs on. They'll throw a fib on and say, okay, we're going to go to whatever, 36 cents. That's not the way it's going to operate, okay? So we have an easier time frame. We have an easier mindset that the way that I operate is, okay, so you're down, so you're in the channel between 7 cents and you're in between 4.99 cents. You're towards the lower portion of the range. So until you break above or until you break below, these are off the table. Okay. So in order for 11 cents to hit, we need to defeat 7 cents. And if we're looking for 3.85 cents, then this needs to be defeated as well. Okay. The fact that this does look kind of bearish, not bearish, it's just the fact that, you know, this, I mean, let me get something on the daily now. What about the 4 hour? I just need to see some more structure. What was going on in here? Okay, that looks, whoa, that looks pretty interesting, up to 8 cents. You know, what was going on in here? What the heck is going on in here? Like, it's going to be hard for an assets like this to have structure. It really is, you know, if I'm just being completely honest. You know, 4.2, I mean, small market cap, 4272 is definitely on the table. Okay, hit that 4272. But then how did we get there? How did it get there? So you got a 1-2. Well, you have like an A, so you have a third wave. I mean, counting that wick would be very difficult. You have an A, B, C for your third. It's kind of ugly. But then you come down for a fourth, and then you get a fifth. That's possible. That's very possible. That's very possible. So in terms of, you know, the retracement, has this come down to retracement, that is somewhere we would see a bounce. The 786 is at 510. And I do like that more. I do, just because it's something that, you know, you've kind of tried to fight above it through here. Over through here, you tried to, you know, you're trying to fight and stay above it, and then right around through here, staying above that. So that's what I got for Kava. We got some higher price targets for sure, up at the, what is it, like 11.36 cents, 55 cents, and then above 55 cents. I mean, you're looking at a great ROI. I mean, that's an 11x. That's what I got for Kava though. In terms of Poly, let me look at Mr. Poly. Which one is it though? Do you have a preference on which one it is? Thanks for mentioning these though. I get to practice my skill. Stop buying a couple weeks. Let me know how I did. Tell me I suck. Tell me I did great. It don't matter. It don't hurt my feelings. Poly, is it Polymath? Polygon. I think I kind of want to use Coinbase. I just like Coinbase. Ecosystem token. Let's go the US dollar. Let's check that out. Hopefully this is it. I don't think I have Poly. I think this is it. I mean, it looks just like Kava. I mean, where is Kava at? Look at this, and then look at Kava. I mean, Kava looks a little worse. Let's be real. Kava looks a little bit worse, but I mean, pick your poison. Potato, potato. I just like the fact that it ripped it off pretty quick. Came down. You got that nice little retracement. Boom, slam back down. Get it over with. You know, don't be salty. Get it over with. Okay, cool. I got you. I haven't even looked at Bitcoin yet. XLM. Okay, so what are we doing? Can I get any kind of trend line for this? Can I get anything? Okay, let's do this. Let's work this trend line out. Okay. That'll work, I believe. There we go. Okay. It's coming down to the wire. Look at that. You can just kind of tell, right? You can kind of tell. I do like, see the difference between Kava and Poly is this is going sideways. You came down here. You can't, right? You came down to what? 8, then you came up, then you came back down, then you came back up. It's going sideways. Just eating people up. I like that. Well, I don't like it's eating people up, but I just like that it's going sideways. do we really? Wow, do we really got? I don't know how fragile this trend line is going to be. I'm going to be honest. What is a $1 billion market cap? Wow, potatoes. Took me a long time to realize that on taking profits and being patient for the bloody dips. The fibs help, but are not super accurate. Um, yeah, yeah. If the fibs, no, hey, double. That's a big thing to admit, man. That's a big thing to admit is not taking profits. I think is the biggest problem people have is people. I've talked to a lot of people in the Discord, even people in my Patreon membership. Before creating the Discord, I had buddies who would show me screenshots of crypto before I got into crypto, and a lot of them told me that they didn't take profits, and it wrecked them. Um, I think I'm blessed to come from traditional markets where the volatility isn't as present. So a 20% move to me, just me, 20% move, I take profits. I'll take profits. I run a Profit Lab series, and my first profit, just on cryptos, right? I do a just for the Profit Lab series for educational purposes, but it doesn't vary much from how I operate. Is 33%. I take 33% at a key level, and that pays for my discipline. It pays for my patience. It pays for my the grueling days and nights looking at charts. It pays for my mindset. It pays for my peace of mind, right? It allows me to, put that 33%. I can invest it back. It doesn't mean I'm taking it and I'm keeping it out of the markets, but it does mean that I have the ability to make a choice, right? When you're in the markets and you don't sell, and then you're left with holding on for dear life, you don't have an option but to hold on. Yes, it's ballsy. Yes, diamond hands. But at the end of the day, I like being maneuverable. I like to be versatile. On the second point, yes, fib levels are only part of it, right? Fib levels are only part of it, and that's why I have, like for XLM, for example, right? XLM, for example. Let me get rid of all this crap. Let me get rid of all this crap. Okay. Yes, I have. You saw all those key levels on there. Those are key levels that I've put out there based on fib levels, based on previous areas of rejections, based on previous areas of support, things of that nature. Okay. This auto fib that I've customized and created also allows me to visualize. Okay, I'm in an area where this is even if it goes lower, even if this asset that I'm buying goes lower, I'm not overbuying the asset. Okay, if it's in the green, okay, I'm getting ready to move my stop losses higher and tighter. When it starts to get into these higher time frames, I don't feel guilty selling because I can see, previously, it did hit that, not the trend line, but it hit red and it sold off. Okay, I can take some off the table. I pair that with obviously indicators and things of that nature, but just a visual representation of, you hit up through here in this red area. I'm going to take some off the table. I'm going to pay myself. You hit up here. I'm going to pay myself. But I kind of got made fun of. Not gonna lie, I'm going to be honest. I got made fun of for taking too early profits on silver. I didn't time the top. I got out too early. Okay, I got out too early. I'm about to get back into silver. If you missed the beginning of it, I'm about to get into silver. But I got out too early. I was scaling out. I was in at 30, a little bit below 30, down through here, and I scaled out. I got up. I got a little bit out at 54. I got a little bit more out at 74, and I got most of mine out right about that 95 to 100. And I left a very large percentage because if I'm in at $32 and it goes up $20, that's almost 100%. So I got flamed for it, but it doesn't matter to me because I took profits and I was able to put it into crypto. So, screw what people think. I'm more of a conservative person in general, and then especially when I'm talking about money, taking profits. You got to be in this game. You can't be holding on for the the 50x. You got to respect the structure. Hard Lesson's been holding since 2016, long time. XRP XLM guy from research in the beginning. Would love to join the Discord. Sweet, man. Yeah, it should be in the description. The last time Um, the last time someone tried to join last live stream, for some reason the link didn't work. If it didn't work, I'll send you the link. But yeah, the XRP XLM guy from the beginning, then you kind of know. I mean, I'm in the whole. I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but there's some conspiracies about the crypto. I mean, conspiracy guys have they've been kind of right over the past couple years with some stuff being released. Okay, we're not going to go there, but XRP, XLM, I do believe fit into the plan, right? Quotation marks, the plan moving forward for the world on a government system, a government entity that can be controlled, monitored, things of that nature. So sometimes I get into that on the paid membership just because I don't, some people they get turned off with that stuff. A lot of the Patreon members, they like it, so I go on my segues and my rants. If you guys like that kind of stuff, I can talk about it. I don't mind it. I didn't make this channel. I didn't make my Patreon or Discord to get rich. I charge $5 a month. It's never going to go up. I do offer a more expensive monthly, but that's for someone that's in and out. They're learning how. They're gonna get in. They're gonna stay a couple months, grind, learn how. Then they'll dip. Everything you need is gonna be in there. It's not a get rich thing. It's a lot of my buddies got wrecked in crypto, and they got wrecked, and I just I saw a lot of people get scammed and rug pulled, and I didn't really understand it. And then I started to get into it, and then I started to realize that people are just there's a lot of vultures out here. So. Sorry for the segue. Let me get into Poly. Hey, Double, I appreciate your comments. Sorry, Hemlock. We're getting into Poly. Don't you worry, dude. We are going to get into Poly. So, I do like Poly structure a lot more in terms of where this saying came from and where it's going. That is a question one can behold. Wow. That's almost perfect. It's almost too perfect. It is. It's almost too perfect. Wow, we're gonna check that one out. So if it's really respecting this fib, we gotta check this out. Then we gotta throw the 786 on here. We have to. If I see a fib that's really respected, I have to find some other corresponding key areas. I just have to. We're going to invert this back. Bada bing, bada boom, baby, right there. Okay. How perfect was this? I mean, what did this come down to? 838, 871. That's pretty good. Okay, so we got two levels of the low. 387. That would be pretty brutal. I just put that on there because it's a 1414. Got to have something. So if it does hit it, I can say I was right. No, I'm just playing. But let's see through here. Check this out. $382. I like that. Any other touch points? I like that. We're on a roll right now. We are on a roll right now. I like Poly is really respecting fibs, so some of these assets just really do respect fibs. They really do. Wow. 26 cents. What is that right now? 9 cents. See, a lot of cryptos, they're almost forming like you've come up. Like it almost wants to do this. Come back down, back test, and then go. Because right now, so for the difficulty with Poly, man, I can throw this on here. The difficulty with Poly right now is I can't get an extension on here. I can maybe go onto the daily and see an extension, see if I can find something. But right now, there's not a setup for it. A lot of these are just retracements because everything's so sold off. But let me see that. Actually, let me see the. Waiting on the green dot. Ooh, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. I like this. I do. I do. You have, you have a structure and price where you came, right? You impulsed and you took out lows. What did you do on the RSI though? What did you do on the RSI? You impulsed. Did you take out lows? No, you did not. Impulsed, did not take out lows. Higher low. Beautiful. You have a higher low with a lower low on price. Wow, Pauly, don't get me wrong. Pauly, it's another one of those where it's going to make a decision middle of April. April. But this looks very good. I like when a chart, the strength is not being, it can't be hidden on the RSI. On the price action, you're like, oh, you made new lows, it's a weak asset, yada yada yada. But then you turn on the RSI and you can't hide it, right? Market makers are very good. They can hide price action. They can hide it in different structures. Three-wave moved up, three-wave moved down. But this right through here, this is very nice. I would like to see a little bit more of an aggressive MACD, but not the largest fan of a MACD. Just more of a confirmation than anything. We're not going to get any information from that. Price action. We got an impulse right up through here. We got an impulse. Can we fit one more on here? We can fit uno más. And we're gonna fit 1272. It's just down through there. It's just way too low. I think so. That's pretty low. Okay. So we got Pauly here. We have it's a pretty ugly structure. It's not ugly. It's not super ugly structure, but you gotta move through here. You got this flag. You came out. That would have been really nice to get out, but can't get everything what you want for in life. Life isn't always a box of chocolates. Sometimes it's raisins, sometimes it's cranberries, sometimes it's crap. But what we've got now is you do have a higher low, and you have been oscillating down. Okay, you have been oscillating down. Do I want to get another trend line within the trend line? I think I do. I get funky with trend lines. Some of my my XLM charts, all those, but I like them. I like the trend lines. I like to see. I'm not married to trend lines though. It's just decisions. It's just decisions. What are we gonna do? Okay, make a decision by the end of March. Okay, so now we have a time frame. Okay, well, if we're not going to make a decision by the end of March, maybe we're just going to go sideways and we're doing something till the middle of April. Okay, so that's what I got for Pauly. Do we have a green dot? We do have a green dot on the daily. Bit of a chop on the MACD. What do we got over here? Double. I just think those two projects will be two of the winners. I do too. Ripple is smart and Jed McCaleb is connected like a mofo. Yes, he is. Cheers, man. Got to run. I'll hop on your Discord and say hi. Sweet. Appreciate you stopping by, Double. I really do. Pauly right through here. So, we're looking for end of March, middle of April. Move. We got price targets. You really break above this 1175. That's a very big step. Very big step. That's you're taking out previous highs. Big next step would be that 15-cent mark coming up through here. But you're still in a golden pocket. You're still looking for you're still looking for a structure that will indicate that you're moving up higher. So that's what I got for you, Hemlock. All right, I'm gonna check out BTC, and if I don't get any other requests, I'm gonna. Oh, actually, sorry, Bitcoin dominance. Easy's probably been waiting on Bitcoin dominance. I'm sorry, brother. I am sorry. Let me get out the jargon real quick. You don't really need the jargon right now. It is nice, but it's pretty simple, right? Bitcoin dominance, pretty simple what's going on. Okay, this thing has, Bitcoin dominance has been going sideways since August of 2025, so almost a year. Okay, it is in, from what I believe, it is in a three-wave move, right? And it's 1, 2, 3. You have an A. I think you have a B, and you're going to come up for a C for your third wave. Then you're going to chop up for a fourth, and then you're going to come down for a fifth. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. I really truly believe that Bitcoin dominance is going to do, something like this, where you sell off, you come back up, and then boom, you sell off again. All right? Doesn't mean the second sell off is going to equate to other altcoins going crazy. No, I don't. But the fact that this is compressing, okay, this is compressing. You're below smaller time EMAs. So the more, this thing can go sideways. It's fine, right? People are getting hell bent. Hey, you're welcome, Hemlock. I appreciate you stopping by, brother. If you're sticking around, I'm going to be checking out Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin, kind of just seeing what the market's doing. If not, you have a great rest of your night. Appreciate you. Overall, since the price is below the EMAs, these will keep coming down. Will it take forever? It could take freaking forever. But we have forever. We're spot, baby. We're not leveraged. We're not leveraged up. We're not hooked up with the leverage. Heck to the no. Okay, what we're doing right now is we're buying spot on key levels and we're chilling. That's what we're doing. And we're waiting for Bitcoin dominance to fall alongside stablecoin dominance to fall, right? You can't just have Bitcoin dominance falling, because then, everything could be trash and Bitcoin's just falling harder than altcoins, okay? Because everyone has a vendetta against crypto. But what we're seeing right now is a very, very, very tight compression over the last, I'm going to say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of in between the 20 and the 100. 7 weeks, okay? You're in an overbought zone. Okay, you had this red dot, which is beautiful. Are you getting a little bit of a boost? You're back above your RSI. Yes, you are. You're back above your RSI. Does it really matter? No, because it's not equating to any strength. Okay. What about on the 2 week? You're still on a red dot, didn't get a green dot. Okay. What about on the 3 week? Nothing yet. Nothing, and it looks like it's rolling over. If you were here from the beginning, it looks like the Russell, it looks like the SPY. It just looks like it's rolling over, right? If we invert this, I can assure you that it would look, it looks bullish. If I'm covering a chart like this, okay, let's say the red is the green and green is red. If Crypto Vision 808, I'm covering a chart like this, and I'm saying, you know what, guys, I'm not sure. I think it's kind of, I don't know which way to lean. I'm kind of bearish. I'm not sure. Just log off, right? Just log off, okay? You got to have some conviction somewhere. You got to have some oomph, right? This is a very bullish chart, okay? You have an impulse. You have a pullback. And what are you doing right now? You're breaking out. Once you break out above, it is going to be fireworks. It's going to be fireworks, I promise. Once it does that. So Bitcoin dominance, it does look very, very, very bearish. It still looks bearish. On the daily, yeah, you're in the gold. That doesn't mean anything. Not right now. Not when you're this far above your price. When you're this far above your price, when you're way above your price for Bitcoin dominance, doesn't mean anything, okay? So that's what we're waiting for. If we get these on through here, we're really 58.69. It's been the level. We had this level, back through here. Back right when I made the channel, back in August 13th, I made the channel. Back through here. So when I put all these levels on here, no hindsight, no nothing. So 58.69, that's what I'm looking for. It's flirting. It's been flirting the past 3 to 4 weeks. So last but not least, we are looking for Bitcoin. We're going to get rid of a lot of this stuff. We're just going to do a quick overview. Bitcoin right now, resting. Actually, I want to check out the 4 hour because it does look a lot better. The 4 hour, we're resting on all the EMAs. I think a big move is coming. I think a very large move is coming. The fact that you're above all your EMAs, you sold off, you came right back up. Very bullish. Maybe you come back down. You have like this inverse head, shoulders, and you go. It could be a fake out. Would I be surprised if it's a fake out? Of course not. Of course not. But I do think a move is coming. I think we're either going to take out these lows or we're going to come back down. We're going to take out these lows. Okay, 62. We're going to take out some lows down low. Or we're going to come up through here. We're going to take out the 78 all the way up to 93. So I got levels all the way up there. You know, Bitcoin, no one really likes Bitcoin. No one really wants to talk about Bitcoin, but it's important. You got to talk about Bitcoin. It's green dot on the 2-week chart. So it does, you know, back of 70,000. It is pardon me. It is Tuesday. So, pardon me. It is Tuesday, so plenty of the week left. So, as always, that's what I got for Bitcoin, right? You're holding above your 100 once again. It does still look bullish. I know it's crazy to say, it still looks bullish, but with some uncertainty in the Middle East going on. If you tuned in, if you stayed through the whole thing, I do respect you. I thank you for your support. You know, I had a rough week last week, so I thank you for your support. If you're interested in the free Discord, it will be linked in the description. As always, I thank you for your time. I thank you for stopping by. Take it easy. Peace.